Guys, we have a very special video for you today. We have two longtime friends of mine, longtime friends of the show from Tokyo. So please, if you would introduce yourself.
Yes, thank you, Ben. I am Akio Naito. I'm currently president of Seiko Watch Corporation, Japan.
And so that includes Grand Seiko and Seiko.
It includes both Grand Seiko and Seiko.
So you're a very important person then. Something like that. Yeah. And sir?
Thank you, Ben, for having me today. So my name is Munehisa Shibasaki. I'm Director of Senior Vice President of Seiko Watch Corporation. I'm now the head of Grand Seiko.
And also known as the best dressed guy in Japan, maybe in the watch industry as well. So what do we have on the wrist today?
So this is the recreation of the first Grand Seiko back in 1960.
Yeah.
This was released in the year 2021, the year when I was appointed to be the president of our organization.
So was this a gift to yourself?
Yes.
Could be worse.
Well, when I was appointed to be the president, I realized that I didn't have a decent watch. So I ran to Wako, Seiko's retail division, to purchase this one.
Amazing. That's amazing. And sir?
Yes, the watch which I wear today is the SLGW003. It's a newly introduced this year as Watches Wonders. So the high beat, hand winding, the dress watch for the Grand Seiko.
So cool. And I'm obviously wearing the Hodinkee limited edition Grand Seiko GMT that we did probably 5 or 6 years ago now. And just an amazing GMT to wear all the time. And you actually brought some of your own watches here today. So could you talk us through some of the pieces that you brought?
Okay, so I want to first to start with this. This is very first my watch that I gifted to my mom when I was 12 years old, which is the early 1980. So I need to going to the prep school because of the entrance exam for the high school. So I need time devices to the measurement of time. So
sure.
So the next one, it would be that the SLQ001 is kinetic chronograph, first kinetic chronograph. And I love this watch because I have background of sports timing. So I really love to the sports watch and with a lot of dials. So this is a great one. So I have another one. It's the bullhead, the old Seiko chronograph.
Yeah.
I purchased this one, the memory of when I was in charge of Latin American market.
Sure.
I went to the Lima, Peru, and I went to some store in the second-hand market. So then I found this really pristine condition of this watch. So I immediately purchased it. So
it's a great watch. My father actually used to wear one of those in the 70s, and I have it.
Good color combination, this one. So.
Yeah, it's a cool one.
Then after that, amazingly, I found a similar case style watch, the Izuru. This is a spring drive
crazy
chronograph.
Watch.
Yeah. So this is very, unique construction of the case, rotating case, and very interesting watch. So again, so I have sports timing background. So this is the stopwatch. This is similar of the stopwatch that we used for the Tokyo Olympic Games. So yeah, very nice one. Then we have two vintage second Grand Seiko. So because I'm born year 1969, I tried to find my born year watch. So this is, I finally found this one, the Grand Seiko high beat. So this, produced in 1969. And the same month, I also find that this King Seiko watch, cushion style, this also that produced in 1969. So I have now is the two of same age of the watch together.
Cool.
So I really, love these two pieces because of the, age is same. So
yeah, so cool.
Yeah, and the last one is actually not Seiko. This is Girard Perregaux.
Sure.
Right, and pocket watch. So because I was in the United States between 2016 to the 21, around 5 years. So at that time, I really need some memory. I was in US market, so I really want to buy something related to the US market. So then this watch is the I think produced in 1939 or 1940. is a promotion item for the shell oil.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yes, and I really love this watch because the story of the shell oil is the first this watch actually lubricant with the shell oil, but the leakage is happening, so they actually return all the watches. Then they remove all the shell oil. Then put in the regular watch lubricant in it. So
Wow.
this is quite interesting, the watch. So still keeping good time. So I love this one.
So after filming here today, you'll be heading up to Cambridge, where Harvard Business School is doing a case study. They've already done a case study on the rise of Grand Seiko. How does that make you feel?
Well, we are truly honored, but back in 70s, at the time of our golden age in quartz watches,
Right.
we were the first to come up with Seiko Quartz Astron in 1969.
Sure.
And that story was adapted by Harvard Business School as a case
No
in
kidding.
early 90s, I think. So this is the second time that our story is adapted by Harvard as a case, which is interesting.
It's amazing because the first instance, obviously the quartz crisis, as the Swiss would call it, you might call it something else, was really a revelation, right? I mean, it was a paradigm shift in terms of what watchmaking was at the time. The Grand Seiko story is something else entirely. Really,
Yeah.
it's an evolution of something that was effectively defined by the Swiss, by the Europeans, and then adapted by the Japanese in your case. So, I mean, we'll take a few steps back, and then we'll kind of get into where Grand Seiko is today and where it's going. How did you guys join Seiko? How did you guys get to Seiko in the first place?
I joined Seiko in 1984, so 40 years ago.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like such a long time, but as a member of the in-house legal department.
Right.
So I started my career at Seiko as a lawyer. And then it was 2002 when I was assigned, and it was kind of exceptional move within the organization for someone from the legal department to be the head of Australian subsidiary. So I was transferred from Tokyo to Sydney to become the managing director of Seiko Australia. It was until 2016 I stayed in the legal department, but I was once again asked to be transferred to US to develop the Grand Seiko, to reorganize our Seiko business in this market.
Right. And when the idea of you coming to the U.S. to bring Grand Seiko here was brought to you, what did you think? Do you think it would be easy? Did you think it would be hard?
Well, Grand Seiko, we decided to launch globally in the year 2010, but for a period of, say, 4 or 5 years, it wasn't going very well, including this market.
Sure.
So it was a big challenge for me, as a personally and as an organization. Nobody was really confident about developing Grand Seiko in the U.S. market. But for us, U.S. market has always been the biggest market outside Japan. And we thought getting into the U.S. market was a gateway to the global watch market. And we really wanted to tackle that challenge.
Mm-hmm. And so what is it about the U.S. that then makes it such an attractive market for Grand Seiko?
Well, of course, we have a very long history under the Seiko brand to be in this market. And the brand awareness of Seiko was quite strong among the consumers in the U.S.
And the U.S., from my vantage point, is in many ways like a youthful market, right? I mean, Europe is so ingrained with luxury and so ingrained with traditional fine things that I think the U.S. has long presented opportunity for smaller companies, smaller brands to do interesting things. And when you came here in 2016, what was the first goal? What was the first mission for bringing Grand Seiko here?
Well, obviously, there is a difference between the luxury branding, luxury segment of the watch market, like Grand Seiko, and Seiko, which used to be a mid-tier department store brand. Mm-hmm. And for us, I don't know if it's a correct analogy, but take automobile, for example. Toyota decided to launch Lexus globally. And the first market to be focused on was the US market, where the acceptance was quite good. By the same token, we thought the American consumers are more liberal, sort of, compared to the conservative consumers in the European market. And we thought we had a better chance of developing Grand Seiko into the luxury brand, even though the image of Seiko wasn't that much, into the high end.
Taking a step back, you guys have both been with Seiko for many years now. What were some of the most exciting times for you before the Grand Seiko project?
Ooh, that's an interesting question. I mean, because I'm with Seiko for such a long time, 40 years, I have experienced a number of interesting things, including when I was in the legal department, I was in charge of our negotiation team for the Olympics sponsorship. So I went to Barcelona in 1990 to negotiate with the Barcelona organizing committee.
Yeah.
It was an interesting experience.
And so what exactly was the result of that?
Well, we were the sponsor. We were sponsoring the Tokyo Olympics back in 1964,
Right.
and the Sapporo Winter Olympics in 1972, I guess.
Okay.
And the Barcelona Olympic was the first Olympics since 72, Sapporo. So we were not confident in getting the sponsorship. But a group of a dozen executives, plus me from the legal department, we were there for a week. And day by day, we were able to convince the organizing committee to win the sponsorship. That was an interesting experience.
I can imagine. I can imagine. And what about yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I joined the company Seiko 1992. My first assignment was the sports timing department.
Sports timing.
Yeah, it's really similarity with the excitement time is for me is same as the Akio Olympic game. So I joined the company, then I assigned to go to the Olympic Games for the timing tip of Alpine event. So at that time, I'm still young enough. So assigned to go to the top of the mountain, the starting area, minus 20 degrees.
Minus 20 degrees?
Yeah, I have to wait for the 3 hours before that. The race starts. So it was exciting time for me, but at that time, very horrible time for me too. So.
That's amazing. And what products do you remember from your time, both of your times at Seiko, that you really thought were, wow, this is really a cool thing. This is different than everybody else?
Well, when I joined Seiko, I think to be exact, 1 year before I joined the company was the wrist computer, which came out from Seiko many years back, even before the launch of Apple Watch or any smartwatch.
Many years, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The wrist computer.
Yeah.
And what did it do exactly?
Well, you can put in the program by a basic language, and then put in your schedule or diary or address book on your wrist. Yes.
I'm curious how many people out there know what BASIC is. I was more of a C++ guy, but BASIC works. And what about you? What were some of your favorite products?
Actually, that I bring today, the watch is kinetic chronograph, SLQ001. This piece is my favorite and most amazing, the Seiko watch. So I purchased this one at Egypt, Cairo.
In Cairo.
When I was stationed at Dubai, I have traveled a lot to the surrounding countries. So when I went to the Egypt, because this is too expensive for Egyptian market, when we have a sales meeting, this is always the sitting on the table. No one can buy it. So I finally decided to buy myself to replace the other more cheaper Seiko watch there. So, sure. But after I purchased this, I really love this because of the face is so distinctive. Yeah. And also the very sporty type, and the size is not so big. It fit for my wrist actually. So, and because I have sports timing background, so that's why probably I love this sporty watch. So.
And what era is this from? Like what year was that made?
I think this is the 1999. It's the first kinetic chronograph, and only produced 1,000 watch.
Wow.
worldwide.
It looks like something from 1999. It looks like very, very Oakley wraparound sunglasses type of thing.
I see.
As your careers progressed within the Seiko group and the Grand Seiko project, of coming to the U.S. kind of came to the forefront, what was your biggest concern?
My biggest concern back then was obviously we were struggling with the Seiko business to begin with, and Grand Seiko was almost non-existent in this market.
Right.
So, we didn't really have the budget to invest in developing Grand Seiko. We had to restructure the Seiko business to downsize. But at the same time, the pressure was on us from Tokyo to really accelerate the growth of Grand Seiko. So it was seen, impossible to achieve that goal within a short period of time.
If it felt so impossible, how did you do it? I mean, why were you able to succeed? Because even thinking about it now, and obviously, we were there with you in many ways as Grand Seiko came into the U.S. Looking back, it felt like an uphill battle. It felt like a challenge for sure. In a market that is dominated by one brand called Rolex, and you went head to head with Rolex.
Yes. Well, it was 2016 that I arrived in U.S. market. And, as I explained, we had to go through the restructuring of the Seiko business and started talking with each individual local manager. And none of our people was confident about Grand Seiko or Seiko. The morale within the organization was so, devastatingly low. And I started talking to people outside of our organization. And I happened to, get connected with you. So I think I visited this building for the first time in 2017, early 17.
Upstairs,
Yeah. And I was fortunate enough to be able to be connected with people who are like watch connoisseurs, watch aficionados like yourself,
Sure.
who talked very positively about our brand, including both Seiko and Grand Seiko. So it was eye-opening for me, compared to the employee morale and nobody was confident. Those people who are very much into the watch business saw the possibility or potential of our brands.
Yeah. Well, many years ago, but before then even, I did the Grand Seiko experience in Japan. And when you see the level of manufacturing and the finishing and the quality that you guys do, I mean, again, the only thing that I could compare it to is Rolex. So before then, but certainly then, my mind was convinced that you guys are very capable of doing very special things. And then I think even before that, the Ichi products, the Credor Ichi products, represented something so special to a very small but very important group of collectors, real connoisseurs, people that are buying Lange, Patek, AP, Philippe Dufour. There was always an admiration for the brand. And I think what we and other sites like ours try to do is disseminate the information in a way that more people can understand. So when you realize that Philippe Dufour came to the studio with you guys to help your craftsmen learn to finish, I'll let you tell the story, not me. You realize how important the care and the craft that you put into everything is. So what exactly was the story with Philippe Dufour and the Ichi products?
Yes, well, for our HE2 product, our micro artist studio in Nagano Prefecture, our people started learning about the luxury watch and the craftsmanship. And our watchmakers were open-minded to learn from anybody who has achieved the level of skills that we were aspiring to achieve. And that was the beginning of the story.
And so, but Dufour came to visit?
Yes.
Yeah. And is he still, would you say, is he still a friend of the brand, so to speak?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Actually, I met him on the last Geneva, last GPHD.
Yeah.
He still remember about that things happened in that sewer. I mean, that our factory there. So
It's really cool. Talk to us a little bit about the Ichi and Ichi 2 product, because they really are in many ways different than most of the other Seiko Grand Seiko product. It's a Credor, not Grand Seiko, obviously. But what is it about those things that really elevated the aura of the brand?
Well, of course, I wasn't directly involved in the development of HE or H2, but the DNA of our organization, this applies to both Seiko and Grand Seiko, the creator or the product development person, we as a management try to delegate certain discretion or freedom for them to come up with their own idea of pursuing what they see as an ideal timepiece. And I think it was the result of that kind of company policy.
Yeah. And I also remember when I was in Japan, I got to hear the minute repeater, the Credor minute repeater, which to this day I think is still one of the best sounding minute repeaters out there. That market, is that still, is that a very important market for you guys, the really, really high-end collector-based market?
So products like Credor Complication or HE2, it wasn't like us designing the business model to throw the products into the market. It was generated by the creative, watchmakers. So, this is our challenge as a management, how we can sort of formulate the business model to be able to deliver that kind of piece to our fans.
Mm-hmm. So coming back to the Grand Seiko introduction, so what would you say was your first kind of big break in terms of entering the US market?
So we thought the quality of our product was good or sufficient. But of course, as a business, we needed to have a good communication strategy, distribution strategy, and it wasn't easy for us because none of our local management was experienced in the luxury segment of the watch business. Mm-hmm. So the first step that I had to take was to create a team of management who can lead developing Grand Seiko as a luxury brand.
Right. And so what exactly was the strategy with the US market?
So the strategy, as I explained, we didn't have enough budget to massively promote the brand. We wanted to make use of SNS. We wanted to organize various events at the retailer, bringing in the watchmakers from Japan, do the demonstration. And through SNS and word of mouth, I think the brand awareness has increased gradually.
Mm-hmm. To the point now where how many doors do you have in the United States?
We have a little over 100 doors for Grand Seiko.
Okay. And now, I mean, it's really become kind of part of the fabric of American watch collecting, I would say, at least at the Hodinkee level, at the higher end level. It's obviously objectively a success. Otherwise, I don't think Harvard would be doing a case study on you. But what were some of the mistakes that you made, or what were some of the things that you wish you could have done differently?
Yeah, well, this is one of the management issues we are currently tackling. How we could streamline the product portfolio or the number of SKUs that have been expanded to the extent to include many of the limited edition models. And
so to double click on that, so what exactly does that mean? I mean, so the idea would be to compress the product line?
So that's what Munehisa has been doing.
Yes, we are actually doing that aware about the products of limited edition, right. Very easy to sell out. But at the same time, so it is difficult for making the face of the brand, mm-hmm. like the face of the Grand Seiko. So we really need to establish our best-selling model. It's more strong model in the line. Mm-hmm. So this is contradiction that if we are so much depend on the sales of the limited edition, that brand will getting weak and weak. So we need to really to come back to the original position to more strengthen to our face of a brand. So.
So what can we expect from that decision in the future? So less limited editions, more focus on core product?
Yeah, I mean, we have set up some core products. Let's say the 18 models for the overseas. So we would like to focus on those models to more, that became mainstream of the sales. And of course, I think we really need to have some limited edition to giving the excitement for the brand. So
yeah, and I think another, I don't want to say criticism, but another piece of feedback that we often see on our site is just that the pricing has changed so dramatically. And when I think back to when we launched this watch, I think it was 5,400,
right.
Which today is very inexpensive for a Grand Seiko. The average Grand Seiko price point is now,
I think, let's say the 7,000.
7,000.
Yeah.
But several watches, even from Watches and Wonders this year, are considerably higher than that. And have you seen a lot of pushback on pricing, or is that just a perception?
Yes, I think it comes with the difficult time for the luxury, watch brands.
Right.
Not just us, but many of the brands are struggling, in the last year or two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so is there any idea of bringing the prices back down a little bit or doing more kind of entry-level product, or not really?
Yes, well, the rising price was a result of us pursuing the higher quality materials and more complication, mechanism. But being mindful of the pressure for the more affordable range, we will strengthen the core price point as opposed to going up and up.
Yeah. And what can we look forward to with Grand Seiko? What are the things that you're most excited about?
Yeah, I think that in the talking about especially in the United States market, so we are very successful launch in the Grand Seiko in the market the last 5 years. So, and we already sell the Grand Seiko watches to the most of the Grand Seiko fan group or watch aficionado or watch collectors. We would like to increase our audience, which is outside of this area, to the normal people. So in order for us to be more appealing to our watch to the regular people, that is quite important for us challenge to do this. So.
Yeah, I mean that's a desire of many, and a desire of even us at Hodinkee is like speaking to the core group of nerds like me. Is, I don't want to say it's easy, but it's easy enough. But selling watches to just people is a harder thing for sure. Obviously, the Rolexes and Omegas do it very well, but it's challenging to communicate to that audience for sure.
One weapon, if I may say, that we have is spring drive, the unique mechanism not available from the other brands.
Right.
And this is something that we can draw the attention of people who are not really into the high-end watchmaking.
Mm-hmm. But spring drive is still expensive. I mean, it's still, relatively speaking.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's also, I find spring drive to be one of the more challenging things to explain to people. Mm-hmm. When you tell somebody to go to explain quartz versus mechanical and then come back to spring drive is
that's our homework. But we think it's interesting and innovative mechanism, even though we have been doing it for quite some time.
Yeah.
And its functionality as a wristwatch, the accuracy and ease of use, durability, is something you can find genuinely in our DNA as a Grand Seiko.
Yeah. As we think about the Grand Seiko brand today, the gift of time is something that we hear often, I would say. Tell us a little bit about that and the origin of it and kind of what it means and what we can expect.
Yes. Well, it is I think an important point of difference as a brand when people compare Grand Seiko with brands from the European market, notably Swiss brands. We are from Japan, and there has been a growing interest all over the world toward Japan or Japanese culture, Japanese tradition. So we think as a Japanese brand, we have a mission of communicating to the world what we stand for as a Japanese brand. And one of the projects we have been engaged in is the movie entitled The Gift of Time. And this is a story created by a production company headquartered in San Francisco. So the American crew shooting the film, and for Japanese creators of today, they talk about the concept of time in the Japanese culture. And it's something interesting, intellectually interesting, I think. And it goes beyond just selling Grand Seiko or Seiko as a product, but try to communicate the Japanese spirituality to the world.
And where can this be seen?
This can be seen on YouTube.
Okay, very, very cool. And then in terms of what you want the legacy of Grand Seiko to be now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, maybe many years after you retire, what do you want the world to think of the work that you've done here with Grand Seiko in the US and abroad?
Well, as I said, Grand Seiko is from Japan and something unique to the Japanese tradition, Japanese heritage. So as a representative of a luxury brand from Japan, something that people from all over the world will love and aspire to own. And that kind of positioning the brand we'd like to establish in years to come.
And sir?
Yeah, I think that Grand Seiko. I really love Grand Seiko and Seiko, and I think that the philosophy of Grand Seiko is the nature of time. We are keeping this very bold statement of philosophy of Grand Seiko. At the same time, we would like to a little bit diversify this the philosophy to the more appealing to the younger generation, and a little bit more excitement giving to the new audience. And eventually, because I'm a business person, we'd like to increase the market share of the Grand Seiko.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us here in New York today. We look forward to sharing the Harvard Business case study with the audience when we air this. And congratulations on all the success here.
Thank you.